Hello everyone, my name is Najake and this is my YouTube channel, and I don't really post so many videos on this YouTube channel actually because I'm not really interested in posting so many videos or so many stuff on my YouTube channel. Most of the time I just use my other social media apps, but I don't really have so many followers on there. Everyone uses their social media apps, or even if it's not everyone, many majority of the people use their social media. So I am one of those people who use their social media on a daily basis. Like after I return back from somewhere, I just check my social media just to see what's happening, to see some funny stuff, because that's what I usually watch. I don't really watch some weird stuff, some bad stuff, some discouraging stuff. Instead, I only always watch uplifting and encouraging stuff on my Instagram, on my TikTok, and any other apps that I use. So I'm going to be talking about my last and first trip in this year in 2025. I always wanted to travel at least to Almaty actually, because we have two big cities. It's Almaty and Astana. So in Kazakhstan, within the Kazakhstan, I was in Aktau, in Atyrau, in Uralsk, in Astana, and I was thinking about why would I not go to Almaty too? Because this is the biggest city in my country, and I had never been there. So let's go. I went there, but I didn't go there just to travel. I also went there because I applied for US visa, touristic US visa. And I applied to US visa, and also I went to Almaty to travel. So I had two reasons why I went there. First of all is visa, US visa. Second of all is travel, because I hadn't traveled for a long time actually, because I was studying, doing other stuff. So yes, I was like a home girl. I was basically a home girl. So that's why I wanted to go to Almaty, and I went there. And before going to Almaty, I was already knowing how I would feel in Almaty, what would happen. I wasn't really sure about getting the US visa, but sometimes, my feelings, if I can say like that, were fluctuating. They were going from 0% of getting the visa to almost 100% of getting the US visa. That's why I went to Almaty. Sometimes I say to myself, if I didn't apply for US visa, then I wouldn't have gone there. And it might be true sometimes, but sometimes I say, even if I didn't apply, maybe I would have gone there to travel, because I hadn't traveled for a long time before. Why would I not go there? So that's why I went there. So this was my first time being in Almaty, and I saw so many things, so many stuff. I was there only like 4 or 5 days, not like a week, because I don't really like being or staying in another city or place for a long time if I don't like it. If I like it, I want to stay there like a week or even a little bit more than that. But this time, since I didn't like it, and I also didn't get my visa, and I also bought my ticket, my return ticket back to Uralsk city, I told myself, okay, this is my time to return back. So even if I stay in Almaty, what would I do, right? Like, I went to so many places, and I don't want to waste so much time, so much energy, and so much money on this trip, because I already know what kind of vibes I would be getting in Almaty. So staying there for a long time wouldn't be actually great. So that's why I didn't stay there, and I returned back. I'm actually a person who wants to save more money for other trips, for trips that are really important for me, than saving money for the trips that are not really important for me. So that's why I went there, and my sister didn't want me to stay in there for a long time, because she kind of forced me to buy a ticket for myself, like return ticket. I actually didn't want to buy the return ticket because I wanted to stay in a hotel, and after that maybe I will go to sister's house. Even if I go to sister's house, it doesn't mean I'm gonna return back in 2-3 days to my city. It means that I can stay in my sister's house if she doesn't want to. I'm sorry for my mistake. I mean my accent, because my accent gets like this. Sometimes I stutter because I'm being nervous right now. So yes. So even if my sister says return back, or even if my sister says like sister doesn't want to me to stay in there for a long time, I would return back to the hotel that I was living before, and I would keep living there until I want to return back to my city. So maybe I would meet so many people in there. Maybe I would have done all those stuff like that I didn't like that I wanted to do. For example, I wanted to go to the place of expats to see so many foreigners. Since I know English, I wanted to talk to them, right? Because in my city I cannot find so many expats. So that's why I wanted to go there and find so many expats. But my sister told me to return back, so I was like, no, I will not buy the return ticket, because I want to go. I want to go to the hotel. I want to be there for some time and then go to visa interview, and whether if I get denied or approved, I'm gonna stay there. I will not solve anything until I go to the interview, because that's the purpose of my trip to Almaty. Actually, I'm going to Almaty to apply for like to go to interview, because the interview is in person. It's with the consular officer. It's not like you can do everything online, wait for some time and get the visa and then just travel to USA. No, there is no option like this. So that's why you have to apply for a visa by yourself or with the agency. In my case, it was by myself, because I didn't want to pay too much money for the agencies, because they get extra money and I didn't have money to pay extra money. So that's why I applied by myself. And after that, I flew to Almaty city. I stayed at a hotel, and I wanted to stay at my sister's house too. And after that, go to the interview, and only after that, if I get approved, then maybe I'm gonna return back right away, or maybe I'm gonna stay. Nobody knows what I'm going to do, right? But if I get denied, then again, maybe I could have stayed. Maybe I could have returned back right away, returned to my house, to my city. So yes, that's what I was thinking. Again, nothing is certain. So I was just thinking like that. And I went to visa and I got denied, and my whole mood ruined. So yes, and after that I wanted to go to other places, maybe stay there a little bit longer, but I didn't stay. I went to airport just because I bought the ticket already, and this is my first biggest mistake. But even if I'm calling it as a mistake right now, even if I stayed in there, I wouldn't have too much money to stay in there. My sisters thought that I wanted to stay in there a little bit longer in Almaty because I had money. But what she thought was not true. That's not the truth. I wanted to stay there because I just wanted. And I left the Almaty not because my sister forced me. I left Almaty because I wanted. Maybe she thought that, oh, Nazarke is leaving Almaty because I forced her, and that's really great that I forced her. Because if I didn't force her, she would have stayed here for a long time, and she would have gone to other places where she could have seen expats foreigners and she could have achieved her dream. Maybe that's what she was thinking, but that's not the truth. I'm telling you guys, that's not the truth. Even if my sister forced me, I could have and would have stayed in there. I would have and could have gone to other hotels, stayed there if I had money. And I would have done what I wanted. I would have went to, I don't know, some places where there are so many expats. I would have went to mountains by myself. I would have went to some cafes. I would have went to other places. But on the other hand, I wasn't feeling that, like I wasn't in the mood to be going to all those cafes because I didn't see point in it. I didn't see any point in it. I was like, okay, I go to cafes and what? Okay, I see some foreigners and what? Because I don't have a job in Almaty. First of all, every stuff, like everything was left in my hometown, which is like 3 hours away from Almaty. So why would I stay in here? Like also with my toxic sister. So that's why I returned back. Yes, but after returning back, now I am studying online and I'm thinking about going to Astana or to Almaty and to work there, like offline or maybe online. The point is making money. If I make money, as soon as I make it, that's all. I'm a tourist girl. So the important things that I need is money right now. Because why I'm telling this is because everybody needs money. Like, yeah, not maybe some people are rich, not maybe, like, I'm sorry guys for what I'm saying, but people are rich, yes, yeah, but some people really need money, but they have big dreams like me. So that's why they are like, I want to work online or offline. Either way is okay for me. The point is making money. As soon as I make money, I can stay wherever as much as I want, as long as I want. I will not be depending on anybody. For example, in my case, it was a member of my own family, a member of my own family, and it was my sister. It wasn't my brother, it wasn't my younger brother or mom, dad. No, it wasn't even my younger sister. In some cases, I don't have a younger sister. I don't have other like family members. I only have my brother, which is not in Almaty, and my little brother, which is living in my home country, my hometown. And I have my sister, which is like old, like she's very old and she hasn't gotten married. So yeah, she is 35 years old and I'm 24. So I went to Almaty city by myself, flew back from there by myself, and yeah, I understood. Even before going to Almaty, I already had understood that I needed money, with whether the money is coming from online job or offline job, I need money. As soon as that job, whether it's online or offline, gives me money, I am independent. I will not be depending on my sister who hasn't gotten married, or I will not be depending on my like mom or dad. I also have type 1 diabetes since I was 5 years old and I was in a coma, which is in intensive care. So that's why sometimes it's really hard for me. And I was living in a small village before, yes, until I turned 14, 15, I was living in there. And then we moved to the city. I've been living for 10 years now. And now I am 24. Yeah, I am 2001. I was born in 2001. So that's why I'm 24. It's been like 10 years since we moved to this city from the small town, like a village. It's almost like a village, you know. So that's why it was really hard for us, even for me, to even dream about traveling, to even know English, because at the time I didn't know English. I didn't dream about traveling. I always got hospitalized because of type 1 diabetes. I couldn't look after myself and take care of myself because we didn't have money to buy like um, normal food for me to consume as a type 1 diabetic, you know, because type 1 diabetic people uh, have to eat certain food. They are not allowed to eat fat. They are not allowed to eat sugar. So yes, it had bothered me for a long time before. I had to go to hospital 2, 3, 4 times per year, and also they call me to hospital to go through checkups. The checkup contains almost 100 doctors. And why is that for, you ask? I say it's because it's just to prove that I have type 1 diabetes, that I am sick. It's not like only about having type 1 diabetes. It's literally being sick with diabetes. You know, that's why you have to go through all those things. So I got depressed and now I'm okay. After I went from my last and first trip from Almaty, I really realized that I had been depressed, like deeply. So that's what I'm telling guys. If you understand, you understand. If you don't understand, maybe you don't have to, or maybe you're not the type of person who understands, right? So yeah, I'm going to stop this video for now and upload this video on YouTube for you to see, to know where I'm coming from, my background, you know. And I also have to talk about my US visa, like how the interview went in general, how I applied for American universities and I got accepted to two universities, but I was also denied from two, and why I didn't go to study in there, and things like that. And how did I learn English? Maybe you wanna know how I learned English. Yes, so if you are interested, you can just let me know. Okay, if you're going through the same stuff like me, you are not alone in this, and I hope your life gets better very soon.